Hello everyone, and welcome back to Seniors Together, the place where we share simple but powerful secrets to living healthier and happier in our golden years. Our legs have been faithful companions throughout our entire lives. But how can we keep them strong and steady as we age? Today, I'm going to reveal 8 amazing foods that can bring noticeable changes in as little as 12 hours. Trust me, you'll be surprised. Imagine standing in your kitchen on a quiet morning. You open the fridge, pour yourself a glass of water, set your feet on the floor, and suddenly notice your legs don't feel as steady as they used to. They feel heavy, sometimes shaky, and each step feels less secure than before. It makes you pause for a moment, maybe even worry, and if you've ever felt that way, let me assure you, you are not alone. Science shows that almost everyone past the age of 60 begins to lose strength in their legs. The most dangerous part? This decline happens so silently that most people don't even realize it until it has already become a serious problem. So what exactly causes once powerful legs to grow weaker with time? And why don't most doctors talk to you in detail about this hidden mechanism? As someone who has spent decades studying the aging process of the human body, I want to share insights that may forever change the way you think about your own legs. More importantly, I'll reveal 8 foods that modern science has proven can help restore and even boost muscle strength in as little as 12 hours. That may sound unbelievable, but the data behind it is solid and well documented. Now, before we dive deeper, I want you to ask yourself one question. If you could keep your legs strong for 10, maybe even 20 more years, simply by swapping a few common foods in your daily diet, wouldn't you at least want to try? Stay with me on this journey, because the answer to that question begins with understanding what truly happens inside your body as it ages. And once you see the hidden processes clearly, you'll understand why something as simple as food can make such a dramatic difference. When we're young, our legs function like finely tuned machines. The muscles are firm, blood vessels carry nutrients with ease, and the joints are flexible. But after the age of 40, that machine begins to wear down. By 60, the speed of decline accelerates drastically. In medical science, this phenomenon is called sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle mass with age. According to the U.S. National Institute on Aging, the human body can lose 1 to 3% of muscle each year. And the legs are the hardest hit. What's even more concerning is that sarcopenia doesn't just make your legs weaker. It triggers a cascade of consequences: poor balance, frequent falls, fractures, and even shortened lifespan. One major study published in the Journal of Gerontology found that people with stronger leg muscles tend to live 8 to 10 years longer on average compared to those with weak legs. So what's happening at the root of this process? First, blood flow slows down, your heart works harder, but aging capillaries lose their flexibility, meaning oxygen and nutrients no longer reach muscle fibers effectively. Second, low-grade chronic inflammation creeps in as the body ages, interfering with the regeneration of muscle cells. And third, the diet itself becomes part of the problem. As people grow older, they tend to eat less and absorb nutrients less efficiently. Without enough protein and essential micronutrients, the body simply doesn't have the raw materials to maintain strength. And here's the thing, it doesn't only happen in old age. Many people in their 40s and 50s are already noticing the signs. Climbing stairs feels harder, or getting up from a chair takes longer than it used to. These are the early warning signals of declining leg strength. But here's the good news. None of this is destiny. The decline is not irreversible. You can absolutely intervene, slow it down, and even reverse it. And the most powerful, affordable, and practical way to start isn't hidden in expensive treatments. It's sitting right there on your dinner plate. Don't wait until you need a cane to take action. You can start nourishing and rebuilding the strength of your legs today. Let's start with one of the most familiar foods, the humble egg. You might think eggs are just another everyday ingredient, but few people realize that the yolk is packed with leucine, a special amino acid that activates mTOR, the biological switch responsible for muscle growth and repair. Research from Maastricht University in the Netherlands has shown that when older adults get enough leucine at breakfast, their muscle protein synthesis stays elevated for up to 12 hours. I once had a patient named Michael, 68 years old. For 2 decades, he avoided eggs because he thought they would damage his heart. But after some counseling, he started eating 2 eggs a day alongside light exercise. Within just 3 months, his balance improved so much that he could climb stairs without gripping the handrail. And it's not just eggs. Salmon is another superfood for strong legs. Rich in omega-3 fatty acids, salmon not only fights inflammation but also improves blood flow to muscle fibers. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who consumed omega-3s recovered muscle mass at double the rate of those who didn't when paired with exercise. Think of blood flow like a river. When the river runs clear and unobstructed, nutrients reach your muscles far more efficiently. I remember a patient, Mary, 72, who was terrified of falling because her legs trembled whenever she walked outdoors. After incorporating salmon and flaxseed into her diet, along with gentle exercises, just 4 months later she was confidently walking over a kilometer every morning with her friends, a feat she never thought possible. Then there's Greek yogurt. This isn't just a snack, it's a powerhouse of casein protein, which digests slowly and delivers a steady stream of amino acids for hours. This makes it especially valuable before bedtime. While you sleep, casein quietly nourishes and repairs your muscle fibers. At McMaster University in Canada, researchers found that older adults who ate casein-rich yogurt at night had 30% greater muscle recovery compared to those who didn't. I witnessed this firsthand with a patient named Robert, 65, who suffered from nightly leg cramps so severe they kept him awake. Once he added a serving of Greek yogurt to his evening routine. The cramps subsided, he slept deeper, and his legs steadily grew stronger. Food can also act as a powerful antioxidant therapy. Take blueberries, for example, tiny but loaded with anthocyanins. These compounds fight inflammation, protect blood vessels, and boost circulation down to the tiniest capillaries. A study from the University of Florida showed that after just 6 weeks of eating blueberries regularly, older adults significantly improved their endurance during long walks. This reminds me of Linda, 70, who had given up hiking because her legs always felt unbearably heavy. By simply adding blueberries to her breakfast, within a few months she returned to her beloved hikes and even joined a local walking club. And let's not forget dark leafy greens like spinach and kale. These vegetables are packed with natural nitrates, which the body converts into nitric oxide, a molecule that dilates blood vessels and enhances circulation. Imagine your muscles as a vast field and blood as the irrigation water. With enough nitric oxide, the water flows abundantly, nourishing every corner of the field so the crops, your muscles, can thrive. Science backs this up. Researchers at Edith Cowan University in Australia found that people who ate more leafy greens had significantly stronger leg muscles than those who ate less. Finally, one of the simplest yet most powerful foods, lentils and other legumes. They provide plant-based protein and fiber, supporting gut health while supplying the raw materials for muscle repair. They're also rich in magnesium and potassium, minerals essential for proper muscle contraction and relaxation. One of my patients, James, struggled with constant leg fatigue while walking. When he swapped part of his red meat intake for lentil soups and bean salads, his energy soared, his muscle endurance improved, and long walks no longer felt like a burden. The truth is, these foods aren't exotic or expensive. They're right there in your kitchen. But the real secret lies in consistency. When you combine and maintain these eating habits, your body responds faster than you might think. Science shows that within just 12 hours, the biological processes of muscle repair and growth are already in motion, and they only get stronger the longer you stick with it. That means your legs can, quite literally, feel younger again, if you start giving them the attention they deserve today. Knowing each food individually is not enough, because our body needs harmony. A balanced plan across the whole day. To unlock the full benefits, imagine your daily meals designed as a muscle rejuvenation therapy. In the morning, after hours of fasting during sleep, your body is like an empty sponge, ready to absorb nutrients. This is the golden window to deliver leucine and kick-start muscle protein synthesis. A breakfast of 2 boiled eggs, a small cup of Greek yogurt, and a handful of fresh blueberries creates the perfect trio. The eggs supply leucine. The yogurt offers slow-release casein to keep amino acids flowing for hours. And the blueberries ignite circulation with powerful antioxidants. I tested this exact breakfast with a group of older adults in a rehab program. After just 6 weeks, many reported less morning fatigue and a lighter, more energetic step. By lunchtime, the body needs steady fuel to power daily activities. A serving of grilled salmon with a spinach salad, topped with flax seeds, delivers omega-3s, nitrates, and fiber, a combination that strengthens blood flow to the muscles. Research from the University of Washington found that people who ate salmon twice a week with leafy greens showed remarkable improvement in lower limb strength after 3 months. I'll never forget George, 74, who once avoided uphill paths in the park because of shaky legs. Just months after adopting this omega-3 and nitrate-rich lunch, he began choosing the steepest hill on purpose, something he had never dared before. Dinner is about preparation for recovery. That's when the body quietly repairs itself during sleep. A warm bowl of lentil soup with vegetables provides plant protein, magnesium, and potassium, nutrients that relax and restore muscles. Pairing it with a small serving of Greek yogurt or a glass of low-fat milk ensures a steady supply of casein protein overnight. This hidden nighttime recovery is the key to waking up with stronger, steadier legs the next morning. Across the day, this plan is simple yet deeply scientific. Mornings to activate, lunch to sustain, evenings to restore, all working together toward one goal: rejuvenating leg muscles, preventing atrophy, and keeping weakness at bay. Most importantly, it's practical. These foods are affordable, available in any supermarket, and require no complicated cooking. This shows us that nutrition is not just about calories, it can be a natural medical therapy. When arranged wisely, it can dramatically change how the body responds to aging, transforming shaky, fragile legs into a stable source of power for everyday life. If nutrition is like the fuel poured into an engine, then physical activity is the ignition that keeps that engine running smoothly. Without this combination, all the nutrients you consume may never reach their full potential. Muscles don't just need protein or vitamins, they also need mechanical signals to know they must grow, repair, and adapt, and those signals only appear when the muscles are moved regularly. Imagine giving your legs plenty of leucine, omega-3s, and nitrates, but then sitting still all day. Those nutrients would be like sleeping in storage, never truly activated. They need a reason to be called into action, and that reason is movement. When you walk, climb stairs, or do simple strength exercises, the muscle fibers in your legs are gently challenged. Your body interprets this as a signal. We need to get stronger to keep up. That's when the nutrients from your diet are directed straight into repairing and building new muscle. A landmark study from Harvard University found that older adults who maintained a routine of brisk walking for 30 minutes a day, while also following a diet rich in slow-digesting proteins like Greek yogurt, salmon, and lentils, experienced muscle loss at a rate 40% slower than those who only focused on diet without exercise. This shows that movement is truly the key that unlocks the power of nutrition. I once met a patient named Linda, age 68, who had spent years focusing only on healthy eating, yet still felt her legs growing weaker by the day. After joining a light exercise program, starting with 10 chair stands each morning, gradually increasing to 20, plus short daily walks, she noticed a remarkable improvement in leg strength within just 3 months. What's more, her blood tests revealed that the biological markers for muscle synthesis had nearly doubled. It was living proof of the incredible synergy between nutrition and movement. The best part? You don't need to train like an athlete to get results. Even simple activities like walking, stretching, light cycling, or resistance band exercises can make a meaningful difference. What matters most is consistency. Muscles respond far better to small, repeated daily efforts than to occasional bursts of intense activity. In short, nutrition lays the foundation, but exercise is the catalyst. When combined, these two forces can transform aging legs that once felt weak and shaky into limbs that are stronger, steadier, and more resilient than you ever expected. That's why modern geriatric medicine no longer separates diet and movement, but sees them as two sides of the same coin in the pursuit of muscle rejuvenation. One of the most unfortunate things I often see in older adults is that they unknowingly contribute to the weakening of their own legs through small but repeated mistakes in daily life. The most common mistake is a sedentary lifestyle. Many people, once they turn 60, believe that resting more is good and that limiting movement helps save energy. But the truth is the opposite. When muscles aren't used regularly, they begin to shrink within just a few weeks. A study published in the Journal of Physiology showed that being immobilized for just 2 weeks can cause as much muscle loss in the legs as an entire year of natural aging. This means sitting too much and moving too little is a silent thief of strength that often goes unnoticed. Another mistake lies in an unbalanced diet. Many older adults avoid eating meat out of fear of cholesterol or digestive issues, cutting out almost all animal protein. The result? Their bodies don't get the raw materials needed to rebuild muscle. I recall a patient named George, 72, who had been following a strict vegetarian diet without proper guidance on protein alternatives. After a few years, he began struggling to rise from a chair and his steps grew unsteady. It wasn't until he adjusted his diet with more soy, eggs, and low-fat dairy, paired with gentle exercise, that his leg strength began to return. A third mistake is relying too heavily on medication while neglecting lifestyle changes. While certain drugs can help manage chronic conditions, no pill can replace the benefits of proper nutrition and exercise. In fact, some medications, such as corticosteroids, can actually weaken muscles if used long-term. I once met Mary, a 65-year-old woman who had been taking painkillers for arthritis for years. She believed medication alone was enough. But as her legs grew weaker, she realized that pills only eased symptoms, while real strength comes from movement. Training mistakes are also common. Many people assume walking is enough, but walking only maintains basic endurance. To truly protect muscle, especially leg muscles, the body also needs resistance training. Relying solely on walking while skipping resistance work is like building a house only with wood. Without concrete, the foundation won't be strong enough to withstand the test of time. Finally, one of the most dangerous mistakes is the fear of falling. Many older adults avoid physical activity because they're afraid of slipping or stumbling. Ironically, this avoidance causes muscles to weaken even faster, making the risk of falling much higher, a vicious cycle. The truth is, safe and guided movement, starting with basic exercises, is the real way to lower fall risk. As you can see, these missteps often stem from misconceptions or fears. But once they are recognized and corrected, older adults can reclaim control, transforming their legs from fragile and uncertain to strong and reliable pillars for everyday life. If we've already understood the common mistakes that weaken our legs, then the next, and far more important, step is finding practical solutions to restore and maintain their strength. The first principle is simple. Muscles only stay strong when they're used regularly. That doesn't mean pushing the body to exhaustion, but instead practicing consistent, moderate exercises that can be repeated day after day. Research from Tufts University found that after just 12 weeks of light resistance training, adults aged 70 to 85 improved their leg strength by as much as 113%. This proves that no matter your age, muscles retain the ability to rebuild, if they're activated the right way. A simple yet powerful approach is to combine strength training with gentle daily movement. For example, alongside walking, older adults can practice standing up and sitting down from a chair without using their arms. This chair squat is safe and highly effective for maintaining thigh and hip strength. Another option is stepping up and down on a low platform to build endurance and flexibility. Just 10 to 15 minutes a day, done consistently, can make a remarkable difference. Equally important is nutrition, the foundation that fuels and repairs muscles. Seniors should aim for around 1 to 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight daily. Depending on their condition, sources can include lean meat, fish, eggs, low-fat dairy, beans, and nuts. In addition, vitamin D and calcium are critical for strong bones, which in turn support effective muscle function. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that older adults with low vitamin D levels struggled more with mobility and had a higher risk of falling. That's why safe sun exposure, fatty fish, and, when necessary, doctor-recommended supplements are so important. Beyond exercise and diet, balance and reflex training should never be overlooked. Gentle yoga, tai chi, or even simply practicing standing on one foot for several seconds a day can sharpen coordination between the brain and nervous system, lowering the risk of falls. I remember one of my patients, Robert, 68, who had fallen multiple times at home. After committing to a daily Tai Chi routine, he not only grew more flexible but also regained the confidence to move freely, leaving behind the fear of falling. Maintaining a healthy weight also plays a key role. Extra pounds strain the knees and hips, while being underweight deprives muscles of the nutrients they need. Keeping BMI within a balanced range, through a mix of smart eating and steady activity, helps protect both joints and muscle mass. Another overlooked but powerful solution is creating a safe and supportive living environment. Many older adults avoid movement simply because they fear tripping at home. Small changes, like installing grab bars in the bathroom, keeping floors clutter-free, adding non-slip rugs, or improving lighting, can make all the difference. And once movement feels safer, confidence grows, activity increases, and strength naturally returns. Perhaps the most vital shift of all is changing the way we think about aging. Too often, people believe muscle loss is an inevitable part of growing old. But science tells a different story. Decline can be slowed dramatically, and even reversed to some degree, when we take an active role in caring for ourselves. Every step, every safe rise from a chair, every balanced, nourishing meal is like medicine that keeps our legs strong and resilient. When exercise, nutrition, balance training, weight management, and a safe environment all come together, older adults don't just preserve their leg strength, they reclaim independence, confidence, and quality of life. Strong legs are not just about mobility, they're the very foundation for living healthier, more active, and happier years in life's later chapters. The most important truth, after everything we've just shared, is realizing that our legs are not simply a means of moving us from place to place. They are a symbol of freedom, of our ability to stay in control of our own lives. When we're young, we rarely pay attention to our legs because they're strong, reliable, and ready for any demand. But at a certain age, a single fall or a single struggle to stand up can make us suddenly realize the strength of our legs is the doorway to the quality of life we'll have in our later years. If we care for them today, we can keep walking with confidence for many years to come, without worrying about being confined to a chair or trapped within four walls. The lesson here is simple yet profound. Invest in your legs just as you invest in your heart health or your mind. Every step you take, every sit-to-stand movement, every balanced, nourishing meal is like a brick laid to build a strong foundation for a healthy, independent future. Losing strength is not an unavoidable destiny of aging, it's more often the result of neglect. And once we understand that, we gain the power to choose a different future, one where we can still stroll through the park, walk hand in hand with our grandchildren, or simply move around our own home without needing help. The good news is that you don't have to start with something big. Begin with small, simple steps, a short morning walk, a few sit-to-stand exercises in front of a chair, a protein-rich meal, a glass of milk with calcium, or a few minutes of gentle sunlight each day. These little actions, when repeated consistently, create powerful long-term change. The human body is extraordinary in its ability to recover, if only we give it the chance. So here's my final message for you. Don't let your legs become just a memory of your younger days. Make them the strong foundation that allows you to fully enjoy the present and step confidently into the future. If you found these insights helpful, remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss more valuable health tips. And please share this with your friends and loved ones, because sometimes a single reminder A single piece of knowledge can change someone's life. Age is not our enemy. Indifference to our health is. That's why the best time to start is today. Right now. So your legs will always be strong enough to take you wherever you want to go.